So, I went for my walk this morning. It was, let's see, it's a little warmer now. It's 59 now, but it was like 47 this morning. It was cold. But once you get moving, you warm up a little bit. So anyway, felt good, got my walk in, got home. I don't know about you all, but when I get back home, I get into my stretchy pants, like my pajamas basically. Like, if I'm not going nowhere, I get into my comfortable clothes. So got home, got into my comfortable clothes, and all of a sudden, I'm looking over my son Hayden's, like, they send home like a homework list for the week, and realize that this math study guide that we went over last night for his math test today, that she had wrote on the homework paper that send it back in signed and you get 5 extra points. I was like, are you serious? So then I had to go rechange, and now I ran back to the school and took that in there to the office. But they got the fire department down here today doing, they do it every year. I think there'll be a clip that I'll put in there of the fire trucks. But they come down here and kind of teach all the students about fire safety. And they'll get to shoot like the fire hydrant, like the fire hose and stuff with water. And they think that's fun. They get to get in the fire trucks. But then they also have a bunch of bikes lined up inside the school when you walk in, and all the kids in the whole grade school get to like draw and color like a picture that involves like fire safety, fire trucks, stuff like that. And then I think it's like the top, I think there was like 5 or 6 bicycles in there. So the top like 5 or 6 that had like the best pictures, they will win those bikes. So Hayden, of course, is like, Mom, I really want to win a bike. I think my picture might win this year, which he knows that, you know, if he don't, it's fine too. But kids, they just have that like, oh gosh, I really want to win, but maybe he might, you never know. But anyway, that's what they're doing up here at the school today. I forgot all about it when I pulled up and I seen the fire trucks. I was like, what in the world is going on? And I was like, oh yeah, they're having that fire safety thing that they do today with the kids for fun and give away bikes and prizes. So anyway, I got his math study guide up here so you can get it turned in, because that 5 extra points helps. Especially if, you know, he don't do so hot on that math test. Those 5 extra points will help. But he's really good at math, actually. They've started multiplication now in the 3rd grade. And he's having a little trouble with multiplication. You know, he can get his zeros as ones, and he's 2s pretty quick. He started having issues with the 3s. But I was like, you just add that number 3 times. So finally he got those memorized, and now he's on to his 4s. And what his teacher does is, I guess to make it fun for him, which is kind of cool, she has a picture she printed out and sent it home with the kids, and it's like an ice cream bowl with like ice cream scoops, and it has like the spoon in it, and it has on there like the list. So it'll say like, you pass your 0s and your 1s, you earn your bowl, like your bowl for your ice cream. And then it'll say like, okay, you pass your 2s, then you earn your spoon for your ice cream. But then you pass your 3s and you earn 1 scoop of ice cream. So he's earned his bowl, his spoon, and 1 scoop of ice cream so far. Now, if he passes the 4s, he will earn his 2nd scoop of ice cream. He passes the 5s, he'll earn his 3rd scoop of ice cream. And then that's the ice cream part. But then, once you get to, did I say 5s? Yeah, 5s. And then once you get to the 6s, it's extras for the ice cream. So like, one thing, I don't know right off my hand because I don't have the list on me, but I know like you can get like sprinkles with 1, and then like you go on to the 7s, and then the 8s, 9s, and it goes all the way up to 10, I think it is. And each one of those then is like sprinkles, chocolate syrup, caramel syrup, and I think like a cherry on top. And of course my son, he's like all blunt. He's like, I don't want no cherries. I ain't worried about that one. I'm like, no, you still gotta learn them. Like, just because you don't want the cherry, you still gotta learn them. But you don't have to get the cherry. But anyway, so I guess after all the kids get through all the multiplication facts, then at the end of it, as their reward, they will get that bowl of ice cream with, whatever toppings they want. So it's kind of like an initiative to be like, oh, I really want like a bowl of, my goodness, I got the hiccups. Maybe. No, it went away. So anyway, it kind of gives them that initiative to really try and, to earn that. Because, all kids are like, oh my gosh, yes, an ice cream party or something. So that's good. And anyway, and then the 5s will be easy for him. 5s are always easy for everyone. You just count by 5s, and that's simple. The 10s are easy. He already knows the 10s, actually, so he'll fly right through those. He already knows the 11s. He'll fly through those. But the part that I'm going to be struggling with him is probably the 6s, the 7s, the 8s, and the 9s. And I'm not gonna lie, I was horrible at multiplication. My grandma would study and study and study with me with like flashcards, and I might get it like the first like few times, and then it was like my brain would go blank then like the next day, like, oh shoot, I already forgot them all. So I was really bad with multiplication. So you'll still find me probably counting on my fingers. But they used to go, oh, you gotta learn this stuff because there ain't gonna be calculators in your hand constantly and stuff like that. But now look at our technology that we have, and we all carry cell phones anymore. Most of us do, and they have calculators on them. I find myself going in the grocery store, and I got my calculator out on my phone, and I'm adding every single thing up that I'm getting, so I know how much I'm spending. Yeah, I'm like one of those old timers. Like, that's how I was raised. Always went to the store with my grandma, had my whole list wrote out on what I need. Meal plan, kind of like, what am I going to have through the week for, dinners or breakfast or whatever. And then I'll have my list, and then as I go through the grocery store, I will add each item into my calculator on my phone and cross it off on my list. So, and it does help. Like, if I go into the grocery store without a list, and I've done it plenty of times, I have wrote a list out and left it at home, and I'm like, I don't even know half of what I put on that list. I know the main things, like whether it's eggs, milk, bread, stuff like that. But then I'm like, oh my goodness, I don't know the other stuff. And you do. You spend more money in the grocery store if you don't have a list wrote out, because you're just impulse buying. And I do it. Like, I'll go in the store and I won't have my list, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I need a sugar or milk, eggs, bread, what else did I need? Maybe some meats or whatever. But then I'm like, I don't remember the other stuff, and especially if it was something I was going to make for that week that maybe I've never made before, and I was like, I don't know what all I needed for it. So then I'm on Pinterest going, oh gosh, can I find it on there and figure out what all I need? So the list does help, because, you know, you'll go in there without a list and you'll just be buying, and I'll buy junk food that we don't need. Junk food is a horrible thing. We all buy it. We all get addicted to it. I'm all the time hiding it from my children, because as soon as they get home from school, they are hungry. And it's immediately, what is there to eat? I'm starving. And it's either eating sandwiches, heating up burritos, eating a bowl of cereal, just something to kind of hold them over until dinner time. So, yeah, the junk food is a bad, bad thing. Especially for little kids, because they want to just go and get that junk food all the time. I try to keep healthier options in the house, and then they kind of frown upon it. So if it's kind of like, well, there's applesauce in there, there's yogurt tubes, fruit and grain bars, which those really ain't the greatest for you, I don't think. I think they're loaded with sugar. And I found out a lot of stuff ever since I had to change my diet because of the fatty liver that I got diagnosed with back in March, which I had mentioned, I think, in a couple other videos of mine. So in March, I got diagnosed with a fatty liver. Shocked me. I was like, I had never even heard of it. And I was like itchy all over my body. It was really scaring me. And it was a deep itch, like really. And I was like, oh, it's just the winter, you know, dry air from over winter. Because we heat our home with a wood stove, a wood burning stove. And that can dry your air out. So you got to keep like a pan of water on top of the wood stove to kind of like put moisture into the air. And you got to have like humidifiers and stuff like that to put moisture into the air. But anyway, they done some lab work on me, and when they did, my liver enzymes were high, like higher than they should have been. So the doctor told me, she said, well, we're going to schedule an ultrasound on your liver. She said, but it could just be a fatty liver. And I'd never heard, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe I've heard of it, but not often. And I was like, a fatty liver? Like, what causes that? Like, you usually hear of, like, liver diseases and stuff, but it's with alcoholics. Like, you know, they've ruined their liver from the alcohol. And I don't drink. So, anyway, come to find out, it's caused from, let's see, diabetics usually have it, obese people, and then I guess stress can cause it, and is there something else? Maybe high blood pressure? I don't know. I've done like a lot of reading on the internet about a lot of it, and I still don't know everything about it. Like, I just am trying to learn as I go. I wasn't a diabetic. Obese, like, I mean, nowadays, what do they consider obese? Yeah, I could definitely have used to lose some weight. I wasn't like the skinniest thing, and I still am not. but I have lost a lot of weight. When I first found out about it in March, I went back to the doctor in April and they weighed me, and just within, I think it was like 2 weeks, I had already lost like 10 pounds from me changing my eating, which was good. So then I haven't been back yet again. It's time for me to go back, and I figure they'll probably do labs on me again to see if those liver enzymes have went down any, which I'm hoping they have, because I mean, I have been pretty strict with my diet. Yeah, I give in a little bit every now and then on some things that I probably shouldn't be eating, but according to what I've read, you know, you gotta cut out pork, beef. Mainly all I can eat is chicken, fish, ground turkey. I could do ground chicken. What else? I think that's about I can do deer meat, which, because it's a lean meat, and we do hunt, which we're so excited about because we're getting in the woods this weekend. Yay! I can't wait. Cannot wait. There is just something so peaceful about sitting out in the woods, and it is so quiet, and you hear the birds chirping, you see the squirrels hopping around. All of a sudden you'll be like, what's that moving over there in the leaves? And you'll see little quails' heads pop up and walking across the like where the leaves are, and you can barely see them because they look so tiny, and it's like a whole little group of them, but it's really peaceful. And so anyway, I get off track a lot, so if I do that, just whatever, I get off track a lot. So anyway, back to the food. So I'll eat chicken, fish, ground turkey, ground chicken, chicken sausage. That is actually, I didn't know if I'd like that, but now Walmart has quit selling the chicken sausage that I like. Hopefully they're not blocking me in. No, they're not. I'm still sitting in the school parking lot. So the chicken sausage I was getting at Walmart was chicken apple sausage with Vermont maple syrup. Oh my goodness, so good. Dice it up, chop up like bell peppers. I did let's see what I did: green, red, orange, yellow, just all the colors of bell peppers. Chop up a bunch of those, and you put it all on a baking sheet. And so you'll have your bell peppers chopped up all over the baking sheet, slice up your apple chicken sausage all over there, a red onion chopped up, scatter that all around. What else do I add to it? Oh, if I have zucchini, I'll cut that up into like half moon shapes, like cut it in half and then cut it then each half, put that all over. And then if I have Brussels sprouts, I'll add that in too. Drizzle it all with olive oil, put a little pink Himalayan salt on there, some pepper, throw it in the oven, let it bake. I think it's like 400 degrees at like 40 minutes, and oh my goodness, it is good. So, you know, I grew up, we were eating fried chicken, homemade mashed potatoes, gravy, doing, you know, just all kinds of stuff that probably shouldn't be good for anybody to eat. But I mean, when you grow up in the country and that's what your grandparents and stuff like raised you on, like that's what you're used to. And a lot of things, I'm not a picky eater, but there are certain things that I'm kind of like, I don't know if I can really do this. And I like fish, but how did we always eat our fish? We would have fish fries, and it would be fried catfish fillets, and you know, the whole works, homemade fried French fries, hush puppies, all that stuff. So yes, a lot of unhealthy food. Breakfast time, biscuits and sausage, country gravy, just all kinds of stuff. So, and it's hard because my kids, you know, their kids are picky. My oldest boy, not so much, but it is hard trying to get everybody to adjust. And my husband's picky, so he's not going to eat the stuff that I like. And then a lot of times whenever they want something different, I want it too, because I ain't had it in so long that I want it, because I know it tastes good. But I have to put that mindset that no, you don't need it. It's fine. You can do something different. At some point, maybe after the whole liver thing maybe heals itself or whatever, then you can like you know, kind of eat that stuff a little bit. But I still gotta like put in my mind that even once it gets better, hopefully, that I can't do it all the time. And my kids are getting so sick of eating chicken and fish, so I started having to come up with a lot of different things I could make that maybe was something like they had ate before that they would still eat. So I don't know if a lot of yins have ever heard of this. Maybe if you're from the country, you have. My grandma used to make something called porcupine meatballs. Well, they are delicious. And I have always made them ever since she taught me how to make them. But it's using ground beef, regular white rice, and you make meatballs out of them, and you just put them in some tomato juice and cook them. And it's good with mashed potatoes. Well, I have transitioned this meal using ground turkey or ground chicken with brown rice, and let's see, and I won't do the mashed potatoes. I'm doing mashed cauliflower or just something else. I do a lot of sweet potatoes now too, because they're good, I guess, for the liver also. So what I do with those is I'll peel them, cube them up, drizzle them with olive oil. So a lot of my food is a lot of veggies added in, because the doctor said you need to up your veggie intake, your fiber intake, stay away from meat fats, and stay away from like beef, because I guess it's full of like saturated fat. So then I started doing my own research, and I was finding out I kind of needed to stay away from like sugar. The sugar needed to be eliminated. So what happened is when I took out the extra sugar, slowed down on my salt, because I've always loved salt, I switched to pink Himalayan salt, but very little salt. And then I cut soda out and am just drinking spring water. And it's amazing how, and no bread. So like if I have a hamburger every now and then, because the doctor was like, you know, if you wanted to grill like a hamburger on your grill, every now and then, that's not going to hurt you, because it's letting the fat from the meat drain through the grates, and it's not just setting on the burger, which we do every now and then, but not often. More like if my husband was at home, because he's picky. So I don't eat it on bread. So I'll either take like a lettuce leaf and put the burger in the lettuce leaf, and then add like maybe a sliced tomato or something, just any way to incorporate like the more veggies that I need to get in my system. So I'll do that. If I don't have lettuce or tomatoes on hand, perfectly fine. I'll just eat the burger itself. I never was a mayonnaise fan at all, but ketchup's not the greatest for you. I think out of all the condiments that you can choose from, I think they've always said mustard is the best one, and I do like mustard, but sometimes you want to change it up, and I've always loved Miracle Whip. So, and not much of a mayonnaise fan, but somebody on, I think it was another YouTube channel I watched, I don't remember, I know there's The Welder's Wife, and there was another one, Mandy in the Making, maybe. They had talked about Duke's mayonnaise. Well, I decided to give it a shot, and I'm hooked. Like, I am hooked. I have never liked mayo. It's always been Miracle Whip, and I love it. Like the Duke's mayonnaise. So if nobody has tried the Duke's mayonnaise, you should give it a shot, because it is good. Like, it's sugar-free is what it is. So I'll use that on like my burgers, or tuna's good for you. Like, just tuna in water, drain the water off, make you up some tuna with that Duke's mayonnaise, because it's sugar-free. But the problem of it is you kind of, like, I'm staying away from the bread. Now, I can do like whole grain breads and stuff, but I just made the choice myself that I was just going to try to eliminate the bread together. So it's amazing when you cut out like pastas. I'm not doing pastas. I'm not doing bread. I'm not doing added sugar. The sugar I'm getting in my body is coming from just foods and fruits naturally. So lots of apples. I'll do sliced up apples sometimes each day, and natural peanut butter to dip them in. I have to say, I was not a big fan of the natural peanut butter at first either. It's different, especially the ones that has like the oil, it sets on top of there, and you gotta like stir it up. And it's a different like texture, so you're still getting like little chips of peanuts, you know, where they ground it up in there. So if you like crunchy peanut butter, you'd probably like this, but it's not like a crunch like in crunchy peanut butters. It's like, it's creamy, but you still got like little bitty, like very tiny little slivers of peanuts in there. But that didn't bother me. It was just kind of like the taste. It was different. You get used to like just the peanut butter you get, and it's sweet because they add all that sugar. But then once you eat it a few times, you get used to it. Like, you get used to it, and it's not so bad. Just different texture. It's more runny, like more smooth. So it is different. But I just use it to, I'd like dip like my apple slices in it. So yeah, just anyway, I can add in any extra fruits and veggies each day in my diet. I'm not perfect on it every single day. Like, not sticking to a strict diet on it at all. Me and the kids have started doing smoothies, which is an awesome thing. To get those vitamins and minerals from the fruits into your body, and for the kids too. It's great for them. So I use almond milk, unsweetened almond milk. Well, it's unsweetened vanilla almond milk. I use that, and you can do just whatever fruit you want. I get the frozen, unsweetened fruits, keep them in the freezer, pop them in the blender. You can mix like the frozen strawberries with bananas and have like a strawberry banana one. Add your almond milk in there, sweeten it with raw honey, and it gives it a sweet taste. Let's see, we've done what have we done? A triple berry one. So they sell like the frozen bags of actual like triple berry frozen fruit. And it comes, I think, like with blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries. That's good. Throw in some, and you can even throw in like some, non-fat Greek yogurt. And non-fat Greek yogurt also is a good substitute for sour cream. I thought somebody was absolutely insane when they told me this. I love sour cream on my tacos. And I was like, I'm going to give it a try. I give it a try. But the funny thing is the Greek yogurt is thick like sour cream, and there's no taste. Like, it's like that sour taste. So it tastes like sour cream. So, of course, on Tuesdays, we have a lot of times Taco Tuesdays. So we'll do just like a bowl of just like lettuce chopped up, and then we'll add our hamburger meat, but it's not hamburger meat, it's our taco meat, but I made it with ground turkey instead of beef, which my youngest son Hayden actually loves it more than the ground beef, because it don't have like the gristly pieces that you get from ground beef sometimes. So yeah, give the ground turkey a try with your taco seasoning. It's not too bad. So we'll do the lettuce, the ground turkey taco meat, and then you can top it with any veggies you want. We usually do tomatoes. What else do we do? Tomatoes. They do, like a shredded cheese or whatever. And then the Greek yogurt in the place of the sour cream. And then sometimes guacamole. And then I think it's like there's a sauce that's like a guacamole salsa. It's I can't even think of the brand right now. Hess or something. I'll have to tell you later about that. But it comes in a jar in the taco aisle. I found it at Walmart, and it was called like guacamole salsa. It is spicy though. So what I do is I'll take like so much of the Greek sour cream, put it in a bowl, and add like a little bit of the guacamole salsa to it, stir it up, and it makes like a sauce, and I'll drizzle that all over that, and it's good. Still a little spicy, but it's good. But if you like spice, you'll love it. I'm not so much on the guacamole salsa by itself though. I mix it with the Greek yogurt, which tastes like sour cream, and make like a sauce out of it. So yeah, anyway, I don't know what, here I'm at the school doing a school thing, and I'm telling you guys all about my eating. I'll have to just do a sit down with you guys, or maybe I'll do a video of these different foods that I'm eating or something, like what I'm doing. So anyway, let's get out of this parking lot so I can get back home and eat me something for breakfast, because I haven't had nothing yet, and it's 10 o'clock and I'm hungry since and how I walked 2 miles this morning. And then I realized I had to run Hayden's math study guide back up here signed for that 5 extra points. So anyway, I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Show you real quick the peanut butter, the natural peanut butter I was talking about. So this is what I've been getting. It's the Smucker's Natural Peanut Butter Creamy. It says it has 8 grams of protein per serving. I usually do like 2 tablespoons, but like it's like it's creamy. It's just got like pieces. And I've stirred this several times, but it seems like the oil's kind of out of it now. There wasn't no oil settling on top, but it literally had, like, you can see kind of like the little pieces. But anyway, I do about 2 tablespoons of that with my apple. So I was gonna dice up my, well, not dice up my apple, but slice it up and eat that for my snack or my lunch or whatnot, because I'm not real hungry. And dice that up. And I keep the skin on my apple. I mean, it's got nutrients in there that you can definitely use. Oh, anyway. So anyhow, I'm going to chop up my apple and go eat this, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and I will just talk to you guys in the next one. See you later. Hope you all have a fantastic day.